back inside. Please, if you're able, please stand, and we're going to present the colors, led by Sergeant First Class Newkirk, and then the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Cadet Chad Folger from the Scout Company, our middle school. Colors, post! Colors. Precinct Arts. Order of Arts. Left turn, march. Forward, march.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bow your head for a prayer. Lord, we come to you today thankful for your abounding grace and blessings that you have given everyone here today. We thank you for this meal and the fellowship we will share with it. We thank you for bringing everyone here safely today and for the generosity you have instilled into the hearts of these wonderful people. We thank you for the peace you have given us in our lives. I pray for those currently serving at home and abroad who continue to allow us to have these simple pleasures. Lord, we ask that you give us a compassionate heart today and allow us to honor you and enjoy the fruits of your love for us in this luncheon. In closing, Lord, I pray that each person can take something with them from this luncheon to honor you in their lives. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Global pandemic had a significant impact on our enrollment here. Many RMA families are still feeling its financial impact. Prior to the pandemic, 51% of our students were full-pay students from their families, and that number dropped to 33% at the start of the pandemic, and it's only grown back to 37%. So as a result, many of our families either had to withdraw their students or had to seek additional financial aid as the businesses had dried up or their lost their businesses in their entirety. So in many cases, as little as $2,000 to $5,000 was enough to be able to keep them enrolled here so they could continue their career build at Riverside. RMA awards an average of $4.5 million every year in financial aid, of which about $2.3 million are in the form of scholarships that come from donors. The rest comes from internal sources or discounts. These partial scholarships are what, in fact, make us affordable to many families who otherwise would not be able to benefit from a Riverside education. Currently, we have 35 funded scholarships, and we're trying to continue to grow that number. We'd like to try to hit 100 in the next few years. Endowed scholarships create a perpetual source of tuition. We only draw off of that off that endowed principal. We only draw the earnings up to 4% off of that for a year. It's used so that endowment to be there for forever, for perpetuity for those cadets who are going to need it decades down the road. We also have some non-endowed scholarships where people will provide some funds and we can spend that immediately to help students who are in particularly strong need. Almost all of our scholarships are financial need based. We do have a couple of merit scholarships as well. If some chose to name a scholarship to honor a family member or someone at RMA who had a great influence and made a difference in their lives, many choose to simply give donations to the general scholarship fund that we can use in any way that we need to assist families. Even after the scholarship has been established, donations continue to be provided to the fund to grow the corpus and grow the scholarship and therefore keep up with inflation or increase the impact it has on families in need. Regardless of the motivation or the inspiration, and regardless of the size, every single gift, every single dollar that's given towards these scholarships, in fact, 100%, there's no overhead cost to us on that. They go right into the hands of the families. So on behalf of RMA and our cadets and their families, I'm here to say thank you today to all your donors and recognize your generosity. We'll be doing this every year, and hopefully next year we'll have to do it in a larger venue because there's too many people trying to help. To help convey the impact of your generosity, we have a parent at every table, so you can meet with them, and after the presentations, hang around, chat, and learn more about the impact that you're having on them. So we're going to have 3 quick testimonies, and then we'll wrap up the program. So again, please continue to eat. As you know, our mission is unique, to produce leaders of character prepared for success at higher levels in our society, in college and far beyond. We do this through a rigorous academic program, physical program, athletics, co-curricular activities, leadership opportunities, and the structure and discipline that's associated in preparatory schools and military model leadership development. I'm truly privileged to partner with parents around the globe. Currently, 19 countries and 21 states have students enrolled here on our campus. Parents make many sacrifices for their sons to attend Riverside, financial sacrifices as well as that of time. So offering their sons the opportunity to develop and grow into young men with a degree of leadership experience and maturity is well beyond their peers at other private boarding schools that do not have the leadership aspects and opportunities that our cadets have. So at this time, I'd like to invite First Lieutenant Alessandra Tomasini, mother of Cadet Giovanni, who is a staff sergeant at Bravo Company, to express what it means to her as a parent.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the Academy, the Riverside Military Academy, as inviting me to be here today, be able to say thank you in person. I'm very good at this. Everyone that knows me knows, so let's get out of the way. Anyways, be able to say thank you in person for all you have done for my family. Okay, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to you for sponsoring my son's education. So, without your most generous contribution, I don't know if I would be able to manage everything, to balance everything was going on in my life. This means the world to me. Before my son, Cadet Giovanni was sitting right there, was born. So I had a chance to visit the great statue of David in Italy. It's a sight you should never miss. If you haven't been, go ahead. This statue is so perfect. And it makes you wonder if Michelangelo has actually a cotton raising machine. It was just impeccable. Yet, he didn't. So you wonder, how was he so perfect? How did he achieve so much perfection? Well, to get to this statue, you pass through this long hall, full of unfinished work, full of mistakes, full of errors, failed attempts. It's amazing. You can really feel the struggle and the frustration that he felt. Well, raising children, we often feel that way. Frustration, uncertainty, somewhat of, afraid of the mistakes that you can make in building and shaping that lifestyle. I know it. Well, but the friend of Michelangelo, as parents, we only have one block of marble to chisel from. Although we want to raise a great man, accountable, responsible, full of integrity and values, we often depend on the entire system. As they say, it takes a village, right? My son, Giovanni, has always been a wonderful child. a smart, happy boy with a big smile and so willing to learn. A coachable type of person who wanted to be challenged, who went bored. He was getting lost in the public school system. Then one day, I really helped into our lives. And because of your generosity, me and many other parents are having the opportunity to build a better society with great men. Riverside Mental Academy brings the best out of my son. Today he stands tall, full of confidence and with conviction. He's striving. Gio began an RMA in 7th grade, and now as a rising sophomore, he continues to excel academically. He has consistently been a member of the President's Club, awarded several gold stars. RMA continues to push him out of his comfort zone and makes him fight for everything that he wants. With great support and guidance, RMA makes him believe in his full potential. With that, Gio became a member of the Eagles New Network. Completely had no idea he was a boy. And also, he became a member of the national champion Raiders. Both accomplishments, he himself is extremely proud of, as you can tell. Well, this school is helping me every day in shaping that young boy into a great man. With people such as you, Thomas, with schools such as RMA, there are many blocks of marbles out there. They cannot become a thing. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Well, that's from the heart. Thank you. Let me introduce Cadet Sergeant First Class Scout Company, Dylan Rakasana, to share a few remarks about his Riverside experience. Cadet Rakasana is from Rwanda. We were just talking at the table here a few moments ago. He's in the 10th grade and has been at Riverside for 4 years now. As you will hear, he's passionate about the academy and with the leadership role over Scout Company, our middle school. His leadership speaks for itself. He was selected and selected for that position. And when you're dealing with middle school kids, it's a completely different environment. We need to make sure we put our finest cadets there as leadership role models for them, and he's one of them. So, Cadet. You might want to put that mic a little bit forward.
Well, I want to start by saying thank you for all you attending guests. By behalf of the Corps of Cadets, I want to say thank you for helping us come here. Without y'all, I would have not been here for today. I wanted to start off by I'm from Kigali, Rwanda. If you don't know, it's a little small country in the central of Africa. It's had its problems sometimes, you know. We had a genocide it's like 20 years ago, but we chose to overcome it. Now, if you look at any pictures and you Google images, you can see that nowadays Kigali, Rwanda is one of the best and cleanest cities in Africa. I like to mention that because other countries don't like to compete. So, my first year at Riverside, when I came in, I didn't expect anything. I thought it was going to be something where I have to wake up like at 4 a.m. in the morning, go outside for maybe like a 5-mile run, climb up mountains, do all this other stuff. I grew up from a military background. My dad was in the military, so he used to tell me about him being boot camp. It was the hardest thing for him to ever do, but once he got out of it, he thought, I should do this a lot more. Something interesting, something I like to do. And I came here because I came here of my choice. People told me that other schools in Rwanda aren't as, advanced with the later days. Today in school, we came from a British system. We used to do like 3 years of high school, then the other rest of your 5 years, you do university, college. Really didn't make sense. But when I came here to Riverside, it made it a lot easier for me. Grades came a lot better. I met people who are now like big, how can I say it? It's like someone who I'll never know or never meet into a daily basis. They're like a celebrity if you ever came to anything. I met people who come up from small backgrounds, people who came from countries that didn't have anything. And when those guys came to talk to me, when I ever got homesick, got in trouble, they used to tell me that this is not the beginning, this is not the end of you. This is something for you to improve on, to change. For some of the guys out here, I know we've had our down parts about the school, we've had our faults. But you know what? I've never had anything like this. I've never had a brotherhood that could ever come up to me, pat me on the back saying, hey, pick your head up. Keep walking forward, keep striving for anything you want to. I never had that. I may came out from a background where I had 2 brothers. Majority of them had to do sports, school. I never had that the majority of my days. But when I came here, found out there's people who watch over me, people who want me to do something better when I get out of here. And a lot of people say that give it 10 years when you come back, 10 years after you graduate, come back, you're gonna be coming to the school, go up to any person who taught you anything. You're gonna say thank you, you're gonna be just like, you wanna be on your knees and praise them, and like, if it wasn't for you, I would not be here right now. Nothing ever could compare to that. Some of the goals that I've always wanted to achieve could have not ever been accomplished if I was still in Rwanda to this day. If you look at me, I have, 25 ribbons on me. You would never have something like this back in Rwanda. Stuff where people just look at you personally. It looks what we're a school of 200, maybe 300 students. And yet, every teacher, every faculty, staff member, the tax, even the high school leaders, my upperclassmen, my seniors, they all look out for you. They all want you to strive. They all want you to be best of yourself. That made me more at home. When I go back home, I tell people like, oh, isn't boarding school rough? Is it hard? Do you feel like, do you get homesick a lot? Do you ever get all this? I tell everyone, I only got homesick once. And that ended because I had people who said, right now, this is your home. We are like your brother. We are your families. The faculty, the staff members, they're like your parents. They're gonna guide you, do anything to make you even better. It's just something that you would never have if you went to a regular school. It's just, this school is just different, special in its own kind of way. I know a lot of people want to say that, hey, this school, just come in, all this other stuff. They say it's gonna be easy, you're just gonna be doing stuff about this education, you're gonna do a little bit of GRTC, something like that. A little bit of Army stuff. But the real focus was, I always read this to this day, is to strive us to be better men. That's something that I cherish in my heart to this day. Something that the school is striving me to be better in the future. So, in my last words, I just want to say thank you for the faculty and staff members, to even the teachers I see to this day, even to y'all who are attending to this ceremony. I just want to say thank you for letting me up here, have my word, speak out for the core cadets. Thank you.
It's those who have walked through the halls and experienced firsthand the benefits and the value proposition of Riverside education Riverside alumni and families are some of the Academy's greatest ambassadors. In fact, I was on just this whole week, I've been down in Florida recruiting, and the people who we met with were all people who were referred by other family members or a friend of a friend who had a friend who heard about a friend who had somebody at Riverside. It's that word of mouth and about these successes that occur that allow us to continue to grow. So we have with us today Jeffrey and Matthew were just got one here. They graduated from RMA in 1987 and 1991, respectively. So imagine a family that is so grateful for their experience at Riverside that they chose to pay it forward, and they provided the same experience to other young men. In 2016, the Hurdle family did just that. Jeff and Matt, along with their mother, Mrs. Linda Hurdle, established the Walter Hardy Hurdle III Educational Scholarship to honor the memory of their father and their husband, Mr. Walter Hardy Hurdle III. How did you do that? Mrs. Hurdle, I want to especially thank you for being here today, for your greetings with your honor, our honor for you to be here, and for your enduring support, ongoing support of Riverside. It's been 30 years since your sons, now I'm aging, right? It's been 30 years since your sons attended RMA, and they continue to demonstrate their belief in our mission. In addition to being an early contributor to the Entrepreneurial Leadership Program, which provides needs-based tuition assistance to many RMA families, it's one of our major fundraisers of the year, and the endowed scholarship that your family established, you're also a loyal annual donor, and we're thankful for that. For entrusting RMA with your son's education years ago, and for your continued support, even now, well beyond their years here when they were enrolled. I believe your son Jeff is going to share what motivates your family's generosity, and we'll get to see the product a few decades out. Before he does, though, I'd like to mention a little bit about Jeff, for those of you who don't know him. Following graduation from Riverside and Leeds McRae College in North Carolina, Jeff went into the family real estate development business. He's received numerous awards for leadership and sales volumes. He served in RMA's Alumni Council and was the driving force there for raising funds for the development of RMA's Beecham obstacle course used by our national championship Raiders team, which did win the national championship again just this past year. As a dedicated alumnus and event sponsor who attends homecoming every year, and oftentimes is at our commencements. He's a loyal annual donor who not only gives generously, but encourages others to do the same. Jeff's an avid supporter of RMA, and for his many accomplishments, service, and loyalty to the Academy. Riverside recognized him at Class of '87 as a distinguished alumnus in 2019. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jeff to give his testimony.
When Ellen asked me to speak, Wednesday? Not quite, I had another week. I knew exactly what I was going to say, and I will still say it. But now, being here, the reason I do this, we set the scholarship bid is for you, all of you cadets. You may not realize it, but your life has been changed. You'll never know what it was like without Riverside, but you can imagine. So, the story I wrote, I'm not much of a public speaker, but I've never been afraid to speak, so I'll get through this. About a month ago, I posted on one of the RMA alumni Facebook pages a picture. I have the Riverside crest tattooed on my shoulder right here. And it happened to be the anniversary of that tattoo. So I just posted it because it was just something to do. And I got lots of comments from some of the guys that had not seen it. One was awesome. One was that's dedication. One said I love it. And then there's this guy. It's unbelievable that there are people who love this place so much that they would get the crest tattooed on their body. Well, if you know me, and most of you in this room do, I had to say something. So I responded, and I'm going to read what I said so I don't say it wrong. I responded, not only do I love RMA, I've served on various boards and committees. My family and I give them our resources. We visit when we can. We established a scholarship in the name to honor my father, who was to assist others
to be able to afford to attend. I helped raise the money and helped a parent build the obstacle course that is on campus. And then someone had also comment, and I can't believe all the rules and things they made us do. So I had to respond to that. As for the rules they have set in place when we were cadets, that was the point. Turning boys into men, it cannot be a free-for-all. Drills, formations, inspections, curfews, etc. all play into creating a responsible young man. And if you didn't get it, I'm sorry, but I did. I appreciate what Riverside gave to me so much that, yes, I placed this tattoo on my arm. I see it multiple times every day, and I'm reminded of how I became who I am, and for that I'm forever grateful. Riverside is not cheap. It's not meant to be. It wouldn't work if it was. It takes a team to do what they do here. It takes a team of facilities, people to educate and form the men, and to take care of the miscellaneous services that it all takes. So no, it's not cheap. Young boys need what Riverside has to offer, but not all who need it can afford it. Not all come from affluent families, and we're thankful for those who do. But we cannot leave out those who just need a little bit more to make it happen. Formal education has all sorts of financial constraints, and to not allow someone to attend Riverside because they're a little short on cash is a problem. If we had this scholarship program and other programs allow us to create another Felix Gonzalez, another Thomas Hamilton, another Andrew Preston, Freddie Marufo, Christian Jones, names that I'm sure all of you know. So when I've asked what inspired us to create this scholarship, it's the opportunity to financially assist a family in need, to help a young man, a young boy become a young man, like my mother and father did for me and my brother. I want him to have the love of this institution like I do, so that one day when he looks back and realizes what Riverside did for him, he'll get that tattoo placed on his arm.